bit. Sometimes you can find if you, I love AI now because all you have to do is find the right keywords
Oh,
and
I didn't even think
start,
about that.
it'll start pulling. And some of it's total BS, but if you
Mm-hmm.
get keywords, it can at least give you a bunch of that stuff. And I do what you do. I look for the first reported news one. If it's running in the AP or whatever, wherever it is, you find the oldest time stamp from all the news things.
Oh,
And
that's a great idea. I hadn't
but
even
I heard
thought.
sometimes they'll
Oh,
talk about news reports when their phone last checked in. So like when people go out on hikes and disappear, they often get their last cell tower check. Sometimes it's
yeah. Yeah, the
media.
time it pinged off the tower is another
That's
time you
right.
can use. Because after I got done talking to you, I only had like 15 minutes. I didn't even think of using AI. Man, that would have probably brought me all of them. The
Yeah.
times. That's a great idea.
You
But
just put in
yeah,
the keywords and it usually you can even quote them almost anymore. You like you used to do old searches back in the day,
hmm
keyword plus keyword, and I find it does it really quick when you do it like that, but it just depends.
I was about to say we need your help to get these times down. Yeah, you know.
All right, I'd hop in on that. If you shoot around an email around when you guys are, if I'm free, I'll hop on. I'm just, so we're far out here on the East Coast, but if I can do it, yeah, or work
Yeah,
on my own time and send you what I find, I'll email it to you. Sure.
I'm on the
yeah.
East
Michelle's on the
Coast.
East
I'm
Coast.
on the East Coast too. Philadelphia.
Oh,
Philly.
great. Great. I'm in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh,
And
so
ping in
Jody.
the
yeah.
tower, that's a good time too, because that's
Okay.
an event. You're looking for an event of some kind to use as a chart. And I guess pinging the tower would be third house too, so
Jody.
that huh?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
Oh, no, as I'm saying, yeah. And if it's pinging off a cell tower, that would be the third house too. And also you brought up a good point, Jennifer, because once we go off 29 degrees and it shifts to Gemini, which is the 25th, I would bet things are going to start coming in the open. Definitely. Because right now at 29 degrees, we're not going to get to bottom of nothing while Uranus is at 29,
But once
you
it
know?
goes over and it's applying, that's when it's
hmm
really go zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
You'll
point.
feel the pressure. In fact, I
And
wonder
then
if it'll like amp up more and more over the couple of days as it's building and the
Well, you know why I think it will? Because I know that the US has a Sagittarius rising, which, oh, wow. Yeah. That'll put Uranus opposing the ascendant of the US, which is going to
yes,
shake something up. Yeah.
yes, it will.
Jody,
Yeah.
Maggie was asking in the chat, couldn't you just ask a Horary what happened to the person, the
Yes, you
missing
can.
person? Yeah.
Yes, you can. Why don't we do that? Can you run me up a horary and Coke right now? Let's see what happened to the scientists.
Okay,
That is a
sure.
good, thank you, Maggie. That is an excellent idea. Because this is, again, why I love horary. Let's just cut all the garbage out and ask what happened. You know,
Okay, now
run me
let
up a
me,
horary and let's see what happened to these 11 scientists that are missing. Is it random? Is it coincidence? Is there a plot? Was there a
yeah.
reason?
Okay, let's
Or was
see.
something in the air just, it reminds me that, remember those sci-fi movies where people just wandered off into maybe it was a sci-fi movie and they all just wandered off. I don't know.
Okay, I got
Uh,
it up.
all
Can you
right, you
see
got
it?
it up? Yeah. All right. Oh my God. Is that the moon in the eighth? Am I seeing that right?
Yep.
Well, there you go. This is,
Uh,
I talked about how I would tell people their question, moon in the eighth. We asked
it's
about death.
Gemini,
Okay.
multiple people.
Yep. You're right. Gemini, multiple people asked about death. Okay.
Did you wash your
Pluto
hair?
in the third. Pluto in the third. Um, yeah. This was not one person. Pluto. Okay. Pluto is criminal organizations, um, like mob or mafia or organized crime or, some criminal operation, not one person, an entity, in other words. So what we're asking about in third house, what we're talking about is this entity, this criminal entity. And is that God, my eyes are horrible right now. That's why I got to get glasses this week. What's that rising? Is that Mercury?
That is,
Virgo?
that's Scorpio.
What is that? Virgo?
Scorpio.
Oh, Scorpio. Okay. Well,
Yes,
we aren't going to.
Scorpio, and I
Oh
Okay,
noticed
with the
it was
Scorpio rising.
quincunxing. Mm-hmm.
Okay. The quincunxing tells us they're going to change the story. Quincunxes always change things. Quincunxes are called the bailout, which
Wow.
means, yeah, it's called the bailout. So somebody's going to come up with some kind of bailout explanation on this. All
7
right.
degrees, and then it's Mars, Saturn, Mercury, all 7 degrees as well in Aries.
Okay. And that tells me there was a
Exactly.
plot. There was a plot because Mars, Saturn, Neptune is a plot.
And look at all those trines. It was like they knew exactly when to do it and how to do it.
It was
And,
planned.
it was planned. It was easy.
Yep. Went like
Wow.
butter. With the trines, it went like butter. The problem is a Scorpio ascendant because while the moon in Scorpio is mute, a Scorpio rising is also mute.
Oh,
So I don't think anybody's coming forward with a confession on this, you know? Moon
What
in the
are the
8th tells
risings
me,
also?
well, the moon in the 8th also tells me they're all dead. So I don't
Yes.
think we're looking for a hostage situation or kidnapping situation, you know? The node, that looks like a node in the 4th. Is that
You're
true?
Yeah.
saying even the
Node in the
ones that
4th.
are missing,
Yeah, I think they're
they
all
are
dead.
gone too.
Yeah,
Exactly.
with the moon in the 8th.
That's what I was thinking too. Hmm.
And we've
Especially
got,
Gemini, multiple.
Yeah, you were saying that, Ricky. You're right. Absolutely.
is that the power of fortune in the 11th?
Yes,
All right. And what degree is it?
0,
Okay. And what degree is the moon?
6.
Okay. All right. What have we got around 5 or 7?
Well, we
Pluto
got
is
a lot of
5.
things.
The ascendant.
7
The
is
as-
ascendant, Mars, Saturn, Neptune.
Yeah,
All
all of
right.
it.
That's just confirming they're all gone. In my opinion, they're all gone.
Yeah.
All right. And what am I looking at in the 7th? Is that, what's in the 7th?
Uranus and Venus.
Yeah, Venus and Uranus, they're at 25, 29, which is right now.
So
Uranus 29.
there was I do believe there was a man and a woman, and one of them was gay or bisexual involved in this.
Well, remember when I said to you, it seemed like when you were saying the same things over and over again, looking at, there was a woman they called, there was a
Mhm.
man involved. It was like, a
Yeah.
report pattern.
And that's the thing with Uranus. It is someone who is neither male or female with Uranus, which is why they're gay or transsexual or, something alternative with Uranus.
Hmm.
In the 7th, partners, which tells me there was more than one person behind this. Partners. Okay. What's the 4th house sign? What sign? I want to see how this ends up.
Aquarius
Oh,
or Saturn.
Aquarius, and then there's what, North Node at 6 degrees. No, that's
yeah.
6.
Well, Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and Uranus, which means we're going to get two different stories.
Mm.
Okay. One's going to be a complete manufacture, the Uranus. It's going to be quite inventive. And Saturn is a stonewall, so.
And Saturn is the one that's conjunct Mars, Saturn, Mercury right now.
Okay.
And also, like you said, it's making an exact quincunx with the ascendant at 7 degrees also. So when you're dealing with like very tight orbs here, you're talking very, very tight here.
Yeah.
Within seconds here. This is
So
like concrete evidence, in my opinion, that this is exactly what has happened.
yeah, but we're going to hear different stories. We
Yeah.
are, and they're going to change the stories with the quincunx. But again, I'm not seeing that we're going to find anybody. With the ruler of the 4th being Saturn and Uranus, I mean, I think they're already gone, buried, gone. I don't think we're going to find them again. Because again, Saturn is called by astrologers the grave. So with Saturn being the ruler of the 4th, I think they're already gone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
And
sense.
Uranus is something novel, different, combustion, blown up, things like that.